doing something that you don't like and doing it all the time when you're supposed to do it because you have to. Confidence is built by keeping promises to yourself. Did you hear that? So when you don't have confidence, it's because you've lied to yourself so many times that you don't have that confidence anymore. Becoming that person is not about perfection. It's about alignment. And listen, every next level has a version of you that is attached to it. And the fastest way to elevate your life is to elevate your identity. So listen, in this video, we're going to talk about how to level up so fast that they won't even recognize you. Welcome to the Tea with Dee podcast. I'm Dee Giles, and I love to help people go to the next level of influence in their life and also reprogram their mind for seven-figure success. So over here, we talk about faith, culture, business, whatever it is that God has called us to in this world so that we can have influence. So listen up. There are times where God is going to call you to become a different version of yourself. You're like, wait, what? Yes. Every next level requires the next level version of you. I'm going to take a sip of tea while that was good. Listen to what I mean by this. All right. It's not that you're reinventing yourself. It's that you're becoming the woman of God that God has always called you to be. And that is very important. And in the becoming process of who God has called you to be as that woman, there are going to be times where you're like, hey, this might seem a little hard, but today I'm going to give you 5 detailed steps that's going to help you to become that person, right? I remember learning a while ago from my mentor, the Be, Do, Have principle, and that is very important. In order for you to have the thing that God wants, that He has for you, you have to become the person that can do something, then you can have it, all right? And then I remember going to a seminar and one person added one more to it and I love it. And she said, you have to see it. So when God calls you to that next level, you have to be able to see it first, and then you have to become that person. That is why I wrote this book, Next Level You, for kingdom women entrepreneurs who want to reprogram their mind for 7-figure success. It's super important before we can even have that 7-figure, that million that God has for us. Our mind has to be reprogrammed because we've been taught a lie about money. We've been taught a lie about being able to have nice things, right? So we have to reprogram our mind. So here's point 1, lock in. This is one of my favorite things to talk about, is to lock in. Most people try to change what they do without changing who they are. You have to be in order before you can even change what you do. You can't do that. So the real transformation starts with identity. Let me break it down for you. Decide who you're becoming. All right. And so best way I can say this is, I remember was it last year? Last year, I tried this lock-in method where I locked in. I focused on one task, one assignment God gave me. And it was very hard in that season of becoming because my brain had to be so rewired. You ever felt that before, where your brain has to be so rewired from old patterns, old thoughts, like your old man, old self, in order for you to think like the businesswoman God has called you to be, to think like the person of influence, the kingdom of influence person that God has called you to be. Your brain has to be rewired. You want to go back to the old ways, but then you're like, okay, I gotta come here. I gotta go to the new ways of thinking. For example, if you're new to this podcast, or maybe not new, you've been here before, you say, Dee, you're looking a little different. And the reason why I'm looking a little different now is because actually I went through a procedure a couple of weeks ago, and I'll share that procedure later, but it's caused me to kind of look at life differently and slow down. I'm slowed down on purpose because I had a major procedure done. And so now I'm looking at things like, hey, I want to kind of just wear my natural hair a little bit to see if I'm going to challenge myself to build my confidence with my natural hair, not extensions. And also, I want to make sure I'm taking inventory of what's coming into my body, toxins, because I want to live a long life in order for me to accomplish the assignment that God has for me here on earth, right? So that's important. So I start making decisions from that place. So decide who you're becoming. So I decided who I was becoming, create a vision of her. My vision for me is to work out, to plan better so that I don't wreck my nervous system in trying to get work done. You know what I mean? Us women who are go-getters will get out there and we're like, we're just going to work for a little bit today. And we'll work 14-hour days without noticing because we're working from home. But yeah, we have a whole family and everything to take care of. And it's wrecking cortisol and nervous system, which, yeah, that's a whole nother. If you want, listen, I'm going to talk more about what I went through very soon. So in this lock-in method, you create a vision for her. So if you're saying, I'm going to be this businesswoman, I'm going to be this woman who is walking on stages and giving presentations and speaking, I'm going to build my YouTube platform, create a vision for her, study her habits. What are the habits of women who are building? Their habits is their focus. Their habits is, they're pre-planning, working on their content for one day, right? And then they're scheduling out that content. They're studying the topics they need to talk about. Study her discipline. What does that look like? Does she come to you one week and then she's gone for 3 weeks? Or what's her discipline? Study her presence. Is there authority in her voice, the softness in her voice, the confidence in her voice? That woman that you are becoming, study that, right? Make choices from her identity. I'm not talking about someone else's identity. I'm talking about the woman you're becoming. God has called you to go into the marketplace and begin to speak, open up your own business, your boutique. God has called you for an influence. Make decisions from her identity where you would normally shrink back. Don't shrink back. For example, I used to be afraid a lot when I was going to speak on stages. And I remember people be like, okay, here's all the techniques you can do. And, the nervousness will wear off. And sometimes the nervousness never wore off. But I realized the more I did it, I started making choices from the identity of, no, I want to be on stage and I want to make an impact in the lives of people. And so I got on there, and even though sometimes the nervousness was still there, it started to go away because I shed the old me. So that's what we have to do, shed the old you. It's just like if you decide you're going to ride a roller coaster, you're going to shed the old you. You're going to make a decision from that new identity saying, I'm going to conquer this fear. So conquer the fear. All right. Point 2, repetition until it becomes your nature. So a lot of the times this is what happens. People we go and we read a book and we're like, okay, I'm going to read this book on how to become the next level me. And we don't apply. We don't apply how to system reboot. We don't apply how to journal. We don't apply how to quantum leap. We don't apply any. We read it and we take up all the information, but we don't apply it. And because we don't apply it, there's no repetition. When you want to build your content and grow on social media or become a leader, I've realized in becoming a leader and leading a team that I have to constantly be okay with putting myself out there before the team and encouraging them or giving some, delegation. I have to delegate some tasks to the team and seeing that they're okay with it. And as I started doing that, I realized, okay, this is actually working. But had I not, I would not have become the leader that I am today. So it's the same for you. If you want to post more content on social media or you want to grow your business, you have to do repetitive selling, whether it's a webinar, a challenge, whatever it is you're doing, you have to get out there and become the person that can do the thing. And the only way to do it is to become. You probably won't get it in one shot, but you eventually get it, right? So here goes. You didn't become the next level version of you because you felt ready. You became her because you trained yourself through what? You became her because you trained yourself through repetition. So here it is. Do it until it feels normal. Do it afraid. Do it shaky. I have spoken with my voice shaky. And the way to calm down is a lot of the times to slow down, feel again, right? Do it while your voice trembles. Do it until your body stops recognizing it as a threat. This is the biggest because, allergies for right now. All right. A lot of the times when you go into new environments, your body thinks something's a threat. For example, if you ride a roller coaster, for me, if I ride a roller coaster, my body's probably like, system down. Like, this thing is trying to off us, right? And so I'm like, I don't want to do it. But I guarantee if you rode that over and over and over again, there will come a time where that fear dissipates and your nervous system no longer views it as a threat. That's the same way when you go speak on stage, lead worship, do a webinar, do a challenge. The more you do it, your body will start saying, oh, this is actually not a threat. It's good for me, right? So do it until your nervous system rewires. That's what I mean. Yes, until rewires, okay? And do it until you don't flinch anymore. And when I say your nervous system rewires, still take care of yourself in the process. So one of the ways I became the woman I am now is I kept doing the things that scared me over and over. Like, it scared me. God, give me faith and I'm going to do it. I remember when I first went into doing a lot of challenges and webinars for business, I had to be okay with selling online. And I don't know if some of you guys are okay with selling, but I had to be okay with making a pitch in front of other people. And the key to it is do it over and over and over and over again, and understanding that you're serving people. There's a scripture with that. 2 Timothy 1:7 says, for God gave us a spirit, not of fear, but of power. Okay. So here's a third point. The third point is huge. The third point is disrupt your environment. This is huge. Your environment keeps you at your old level if you don't disrupt it. Get around new people. Get some friends who are actually doing some things out there. Get some friends who are changing their life, who wants more. I guarantee you, like, I've heard this. You are the average of the five people that you hang out with. If you hang out with, I'm not going to say losers. I'm not going to be mean. But if you hang out with people who don't want anything else in life, that's where you're going to be. So get around other, like, different people. Shift your world. Okay? Change your conversations. A lot of the warfare that we experience in our life when it comes to building a business, building on social media, growing our influence in the kingdom, in the political sphere, anywhere, it has to do with who we're keeping around us, because who we're speaking to, who's putting input into our environment. Like, that has a lot to do with a lot of things. I'm going to tell you that right now. Change your routines. Change the rooms you enter. Come on. This is one of my favorites. What rooms? Put it on your board. Like, we're going into the new year. Put it on your notebook. What rooms do you want to enter into? Do you want to enter into more business rooms? Do you want to enter into more conversations where you can speak on stage? What rooms do you want to enter into, right? So change what you consume. Instead of consuming on entertainment, do things that are actually going to feed your spirit, man, and your assignment that God gives you. Change who you ask for advice. Change your patterns. Change the atmosphere of your home. This is huge because we work from home a lot. So I have to make sure it doesn't become an environment of where I see, oh, all I have to do is work. I have to make sure it stays cozy so my children can really feel, okay, this is family. This is calm down time at this time. And then I have my section of my office where I'm like, not only am I reading my Bible here and reading, but here are here's my journaling for when God has given me ideas, right? And how to implement those ideas, and my content. That's very important to me, right? And then change your mental diet. That's super huge. You can't become a new woman while staying in the old environment. It's time to level up. You cannot become a new woman staying in the old environment. Point 4. Build next level discipline. This is hard for everybody. It really is. But discipline is doing something that you don't like, not something you like, because that's enjoyment. Doing something that you don't like and doing it all the time when you're supposed to do it, because you have to. Confidence is built by keeping promises to yourself. Did you hear that? So when you don't have confidence, it's because you've lied to yourself so many times that you don't have that confidence anymore, right? Discipline to me is sexy. And the reason why it's sexy is because I said, God, look, I can do it. I can do all things through Christ. I got this. Consistency builds that identity. You're like, I've been doing this. It's a muscle. It becomes second nature to you. I'm telling you, you want to get to the next level of life, build discipline. There are times when I don't feel like recording. I am like going on 3 weeks post surgery. I had to think about that for a second. And sometimes like I didn't feel like doing anything. I didn't feel like recording. So I waited till when I felt like finally recording to come and record for you guys. That's just it. I'm being very honest with you. I decided to not follow hustle culture and listen to my body. My body needed rest. And that's what I gave it. Okay. Identity builds momentum. Momentum builds elevation, right? So for example, wake up earlier if that's what's going to help you get ahead of the day. Right? But you got to go to bed a little earlier too. You know what I mean? So start a 30-minute skill block, right? I do an hour. So I'm learning something. I have my book and I'm like, this is what I'm going to learn, right? That's something you can do. Daily writing, speaking, or reading. There's a reason why we learn these things. Writing will help get what's out of your head, creativity, and you put it on a notebook. That's one of the major things for becoming for me was taking time. I'll give you a good example. Today, I took my time and I could have went on social media and started posting. I could have done all these things, but I decided to sit there and not let the weight of the rush of the world take me in. Right, ladies? This is the beautiful part. Not let that weight take me in, but say, you know what? I'm going to spend time here in my word learning. And I'm actually going to write down what I learned and how it applies to my life. And it's amazing what it does. And the creativity starts to go and God starts to speak to you. And all of a sudden you get these ideas that will produce income for you, or ideas that you will help others. You will go on stage and talk about, or on camera and talk about. These are all God-given ideas. Keep the commitments that only you see. That's going to help you get to the next level. Not what people see, but also what you see, and stop negotiating with your excuses. No more. If you're going to lose weight, lose weight. If you're going to start the business, start the business. If you're going to go online and record, just record. Just push record. Push the button. All right. If you faint in the day of adversity, your strength is small. That's Proverbs 24:10. But discipline makes you strong. Okay. And I'm going to add this one point, and it's going to make a big difference in your life. Radical obedience, fast action. That's the last point. You say you're going to do something, do it. Don't delay. That's the biggest point of becoming, is just do it. Just do it. When I said I was going to record, I said, you know what? I have a split second. I mean, I have a few hours before I have to, go do my other duties. And I said, let me go ahead and record. This is it. I planned yesterday. Let's do it. Let's get it done. No delay. It's not going to be in perfection, but I'm coming here and I'm getting it done. So let's get it done, right? So for example, I love when my mentor used to say this, money likes speed. Okay? Money likes speed. In order for you to make money, you got to have speed. So this is for all of you people who are in this place of where it's delayed, right? Because when you fail to move fast, you can't make any money. We are living in a world that's going faster and faster and faster. So money likes speed, right? So your next level requires speed. It doesn't require you to be hesitant. Let me give you a breakdown of what this means. Delayed obedience is still disobedience. Overthinking is a thief of your destiny, because that's not what God called you to do. He called you to trust him. So you're saying, God, I need more finances. I need more ideas. And God is saying, I gave you a business idea that's about to make you $1 million, but you are hesitating to even put the ads out. You're hesitating to even do that. I gave you an idea to go meet with this contractor, with this woman, with this other person who can help you, but you decided to not go on that route. You hesitated because you were shy. And because you did that, it's not even coming yet. So a lot of the times we delay that. We delay it. It ain't even the end of me. We delay it, okay? So, and here's another thing. God gives you instructions to move. He doesn't give you instructions to analyze. So the next level woman will respond at the pace of faith, not of fear. And one of my favorite scriptures is Ecclesiastes 11:4. He who observes the wind will not sow. Meaning, if you're waiting for perfect conditions, you're never going to do anything because it's never perfect. It's never perfect. We had one of our challenges that we just had. It was Grow Your Influence Challenge. If any of you want to be part of that, I'm going to go ahead and put the link down in the description below. It's for ministers and people in the marketplace who want to make their first 10K online. Like, this is for you. Those who want to grow their influence in the marketplace, I will put it in the description below so you can join us for this month's challenge. But we had it last month, and it's when I was having my procedure, and it was supposed to be my husband and I think I could only make it for like one day because it was like right after my procedure. And I was like, this is hard. I can't do it. And at first I was like, oh my gosh, like, how are we going to get this done? And he still got it done. And we were still able to do what we needed to do. We didn't wait for perfect conditions. We just do what we need to do because that's the assignment that God has given us. So y'all, this is how you become that person and get to the next level. You have to live a life of discipline. And I'm going to give you this bonus point: silence and separation. Learn to move in silence, which I have a video that's coming up that's going to share how exactly you need to do that. Move in silent and separate yourself from those people who are not getting anything done. Separate yourself from those people who are leeches, who is coming to really suck you dry, suck your energy. Becoming that woman will require you, can I just be honest, to love yourself enough and love God enough to say, God, I surrender to you, and I'm loving myself, and I'm going to work on the assignment you gave me, and I'm not going to be afraid. Because as you become that person, the income that you're waiting for, it's right there. As you become that person, that next, let's just say you're making 20K right now a month, or 30K, and you're like, I want to make 50, 60, maybe 100K a month. It requires another level version of you. It requires a level of confidence that is beyond. So you have to go to that next level. Listen, if this blessed you, I want you to go ahead and leave a comment down below. And don't forget to like and subscribe to this channel and share this video. God bless y'all. And thank you for being here with me on Tea with Dee.